Take me on home to the asylum. Never alone in the asylum. Anarchy ruled, it was wild, but through it all you never smiled. Joke's on you, I'm in your head, so look who's laughing now. Remember in Arkham City, I killed your girl, so pretty. That was the night you let me die. But when I looked you in the eye, that's when I knew we'd be together. Look who's laughing now. I'm stuck in your head and I'm laughing. Ah, I feel you with dread and I can't stop laughing. Your parents are dead and I can't stop laughing. What else can I do? Now I'm part of you. I am the clown, prince of crime. And we've had a hell of a time. You're part of me, I'm part of you. And now there's nothing left to do. I just can't wait till I'm in control. Who'll be laughing then? I drove you round the bend and I'm laughing. I'm with you till the end and I can't stop laughing. I killed all your friends and I can't stop laughing. Oh yeah, I think I can taste your fear. Now that my time is near, I'm in your blood, I'm so alive. I only wish you'd let me drive. It won't be long till I make you kill. Who'll be laughing then?
I'm Bobby!
Barbara's dead and I'm laughing. Ah, Jason Todd's dead and I can't stop laughing. I'm even dead and I can't stop laughing. What else can I do? Now I'm part of you. I drove you round the bend and I'm laughing. I'm with you till the end and I can't stop laughing. I killed all your friends and I can't stop laughing. I'm cock-a-doodle-doo. All because of you. I'm stuck in your head and I'm laughing. Ah, I fill you with dread and I can't stop laughing. Your parents are dead and I can't stop laughing. I'm stuck in your head and I'm laughing. I filled you with dread and I can't stop laughing. Your parents are dead and I can't stop laughing. What else can I do? Now I'm part of you.
Good day, party people. How you feeling? You ready for this? I don't know if I am. Keeping it 100. 100. Not sure. Not sure. How are you guys though? How's everybody doing? Hopefully, you were also vibing. Oh, golly. Golly, golly, golly. Sup, Luke, you can still turn back? I don't think I can. I don't think I can. Just woke up. Banana, good to see you, my friend. You ready, Sisto boy? We all need to be ready. I have it running. It's running. So that's the thing. Oh, we're gonna do it. We're gonna tough it out. I have like a little bit of static in these headphones. I think they're just going out, honestly. I think I'm gonna swap to these because we need that high fidelity, hi-fi audio for Suicide Squad. Oh no, Sisto Boy on Twitch. Fired it up on the Steam Deck to give it a try again. Found my progress got completely wiped. Great start. Love that. Love that. I love that for us. Okay, there we go. Much better. Softest party. That's funny. Thank you. Thank you for subbing on Twitch with Prime. Appreciate you, my friend. Okay. Been waiting all day long for this. Yeah, so I guess I should give like a little recap, okay? Little intro, because Jacob's going to be cutting together like a super cut of this, so I guess I should give like a little overview, okay? Today is the day we've all been waiting for. Today is the day where Season 1 for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League launches. And we're going to play it. We're going to try it. I honestly don't know. I haven't looked up like spoilers. I don't know if people have already finished it. I have no idea. I have no idea. However, they went down for server maintenance, which is normal when live service games have a new season. You got to go down for maintenance to prep everything. Normally it's like 30 minutes to an hour. For this game, it was down for somewhere between 8 and 10 hours. So I was expecting for us to do this stream in the morning. It's now 2 in the afternoon, and it's been live for like an hour, hour and a half. So, I mean, maybe it's just because there's so much content, it's taken them longer to do the server refresh or something. I don't know. But fingers crossed, it's because it's so awesome that they just could not contain it, right? Right? I'm also going to look up. So if you guys missed the podcast yesterday with me and Joraptor, we did a little prediction. And we asked where we thought the live concurrent players would be for this game on the launch day on Steam. And I guessed only 1,700 because last time I guessed 3 times higher than I should have. And so I guess like 1,700-ish. I forget what, do you guys remember what Joraptor said? What number he said? Was it like 3,500? It was probably something very, very accurate. Well, there's currently, according to SteamDB, 2,966 players on Steam, which is probably the highest it's been. Let's see. That's the highest it's been since Tuesday, February 13th, 2 weeks after launch. So a lot of players are interested. A lot of players are checking it out. And that's what we're going to do here. Now, interestingly enough, the whole like point of this seasonal update is to add in a new playable character, the Joker, right? You get him through and by the like story content. There's like a couple story missions you do to get access to him apparently. But if you wanted to get access to him immediately, this is something we didn't know before they started giving details on this seasonal update. You can actually buy him outright. So in the store, if you have 1,000 credits, you can just buy him. However, interestingly enough, the place you go to buy credits says coming soon. So I don't know how you're supposed to buy it, even if you wanted to, because for me, on Xbox at least, the currency store tab is down. So you couldn't even buy credits to purchase it if you wanted to, which is just hilarious that like they have this whole microtransaction system, but even that's broken for some reason. So I don't know what to make of that. But we're going to grind for it the good old fashioned way. We're actually going to play it. We're not going to buy him early, even if that would be kind of funny. So buckle up, buckaroo. That's what we're going to do. Everybody ready? Everybody ready? I should probably catch up on everybody. Say hi to everybody before we get into it. Because once this happens, the blinders are going to go on. And you might see me go slightly catatonic. You might see convulsions. You might see drool, things like that. It's all part of the experience, okay? It's all part of it. Just be ready. Let's see. Chaos, someone who sounds like he knows what he's talking about, says it's about 35 levels or missions to get him for free. Really? Can anybody else Google that? Can anybody else confirm? I don't know if that's real. If anybody else can confirm that, that'd be amazing. But let's see. I mean, what we have here, Finite Crisis, Conquer Elseworlds. Okay. This looks promising. Smash and grab. Flag wants to investigate target with cache tactical data. Okay. Big artillery thing. Shooting star. We're going to be playing starting with our one and only, by the way, our precious King Shark. It did reset all of my levels, so I'm back to level 1 for some reason, even though he's fully leveled as an individual character. So I don't know what that's about.
Sarmad Ali donated £19.99 through Super Chat. Hey Luke, huge fan. Thank you for always bringing entertaining reviews. You're the reason I started playing loads of new games I never would have. Also thank you for playing Season 1 so I don't have to.
The full game burnt you out? Well, thank you for one, Samad Ali. I appreciate you, and that's very generous. And thank you for watching and supporting. That's
0 hits on
all I can ask for. That's amazing. And as for playing Season 1 so you don't have to, I'm happy to do it. Ask me again in an hour, and I might not say that I'm happy to do it. So we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, I'm level 1 as a squad. I'm level 31 or 30 as King Shark, if that makes sense. So
choice is yours.
I have a strength and dominance one. I just haven't applied these yet. I was gonna do them in this video. Let's do domineering, pressure 50 combo, damage reduction, powerful strikes, combo higher increases melee damage. I'm just gonna do Unchained Power. Okay. And then for this one, melee damage increased by 150, while the squad ultimate, one free suicide strike when the squad ultimate is activated. Okay, sure, that sounds fun. Okay. Now, let's see what we're dealing with. This is Finite Crisis. This looks new and fancy. What better way to learn about Earth 2 than let Ivy loose on it? Anyone? That seems like the mission to choose, right? It's not super clear which one we should be doing, but that's the only like colorful one, so I'm gonna assume that's the one to go for. Fair? That's probably fair.
I believe this is a window in reality itself.
Maybe.
The desire to stick my head out is intense. Make way or be trampled!
If he pulls up paint, it'll be the stream highlight. Yeah, if this goes so sideways that I have to start pulling up MS Paint to explain how sideways it's going, that would be amazing. We'll see if we can get there.
If we're going to successfully face support to back you up on Earth 2, we need topographic data.
Sweating bullets. There's like barely any difference in payouts.
Expect a hot zone, defend the plant, and get the data. Waller out.
Okay. Hey, ready up. I should probably do public matchmaking, get in with some randos. That's probably the way to do it. Surprised the game is actually working? Yeah, so in case you missed the video that went up on the main channel yesterday. Oh, hello, my babe. Ooh, all the baby monitors. Ooh, baby. All the baby monitors. In case you missed the video yesterday, they did patch it, and matchmaking is working. So there's that, which it wasn't before, which is kind of hilarious that it took 2 months to get it functional. But it is functional now. I'll give them that. It's like you did the thing that you were supposed to do 2 months ago, but you know what? Credit where credit's due, I suppose. Waller out, yeah. I do sincerely believe that in like a year, when there's more characters, when there's more mission variety and stuff, this probably could be worth 20, 30 bucks, or like certainly Game Pass, you know, worth checking out there. But right now it's just $70. Like, I don't know, man. 70 bucks is a lot of money. Skullball movies. Luke, I hope you're having an amazing day, though suffice it to say, you're probably won't be amazing for much longer. Oh yeah. Have fun. Much love. Yeah, guess what? No, yep. We just got the new car and the windshield cracked already. Because we were on the highway and then there's this big ass like pickup truck that was just driving like a jerk. And he had like taken off the mud flaps and stuff. And so he kicked up a bunch of rocks on all the cars behind him, including ours. And so now our like brand new car, we have to get the windshield replaced. And without insurance, they want $1,400. God, man. It's outrageous, is it not? Or is that, honestly, I don't do many windshield replacements. I'm at like the first point in my life where I've actually had like a broken windshield. And I'm like, yeah, let's fix it. Prior to this, I would have just been like, well, it's broken now. Oh, well, and I wouldn't have thought much about it. But is that normal? That seems like a lot for a windshield. Does it not? To me, it seems outrageous. Yes, we're just going around with a shotgun for King Shark. I have the big old machine gun. Honestly, I'm kind of wishing we had done the harder difficulty, because this is like a little silly. Who's shooting it? Oh, you're up there? They're shooting? Okay, well, whatever. Shoot the zits. I've played this game before. That's most of it. Voila. This is the definition of going through the motions. 200 to 350 for a windshield. Mine costs around 500. Okay. So I'm not crazy. Like $1,400 for a windshield's a lot. Like, I know inflation's bad, but damn. Like, holy crap. Okay. Like, this is the thing, is this is the whole game, just to be clear. Like, if you're like, oh, this seems kind of samey. Yeah, this is the entire game. And this is why I'm like, in a year, I think it could actually be viable and worth some cash. But as of right now, I'm like, guys, this is not much content for what you're charging.
There's only one affliction burst ready, but it's enough for fun.
Targeting another resistor.
Oh my god.
What to do with these two affliction bursts?
Hi. Look at that AI. Oh man.
And now he's gone berserk. All units maintain your distance.
Hey, Mr. Helicopter.
An enemy wildlife, and that's a walking shark in top form. He's fighting the integration every step of the way, Task Force.
What's happening? I don't know. I don't know. We're just kind of doing it. Just kind of going through the steps, the motions. A sniper now. Wait for him. There we go. Pop him.
These reinforcements should make short work of berserk.
Oh my god.
I must interrupt.
Okay, now there's more. This is at least more interesting. I'll give him that. That's good.
Let's create an environment that's so toxic.
Voila. I still insist. It doesn't make any sense lore-wise or story-wise why there's still Green Lantern helicopters and stuff. Because he's dead. But now they're gonna pivot and be like, oh, it's because there's a Brainiac Green Lantern reskin, and that's why we can keep having these in the game. It's all part of the plan. I still don't really like the explanation, but it's something at least.
Flourishing. Despite Earth 2 being totally gross.
Our foes are starving us drought. Let us water it. In their blood.
So many aliens to afflict.
Am I just seriously? Okay, I'm waiting for the plant to grow. I'm like, what am I even doing? Feels like I'm just running around fighting waves with no clear goal, and that's technically what we are doing. So I guess that's accurate.
Bethesda is almost ready to bring their toxic bloom to Earth 2.
Okay, cool.
I show weakness.
Yes! New life! Oh, except for the aliens. They'll die quickly.
Where'd the big guy go? Hey, that's the whole thing. Okay, well. That's the whole thing, everybody. There you go. Okay. There you go. Now we just run away.
When she tires of using her plants for your ends, she'll use them for her own.
Okay, Lucius Malfoy. Whatever you say.
Applying reinforcements.
So I'm not sure. I don't think that was the right mission to do. I don't know if that, because that had nothing to do with anything. Where's the Jonkler? I'm also asking that question. I don't know. See, you're gonna tell me that's not a loot box. That was a loot box, and then they changed it into just a reward drop. I would bet so much money that at some point in development that was available for purchase. I would bet you so much money. Boomtown, whatever.
Better than getting more teeth.
Okay. I have to switch manually episodes. Okay. Okay, now we pop out there. Squad. Just like a cutscene? No, it's just loading. Okay. Story, Finite Crisis, Crisis Management. The Nexus, Finite Crisis. Next. Searching. Unknown Dimension. Endgame intro. Quit lobby game mode. Oh, I have to quit the game out fully? Okay. Well, let's do that. You don't have to tell me twice to quit the game. Happily. Okay. No, it's gonna be back on the main menu. The squad menu. Quit session. Quit. Okay. We'll back out. You didn't have to do that, my friend, but thank you. This is to go towards your windshield. That and having to play this fun day for you. Yeah, it should be good. It should be good. I appreciate that. I'm hopeful. Chapter 7. Where's chapter? Am I missing on something? I'm just gonna Google it. We're gonna Google it. How to get the Joker, the Jonkler in Suicide Squad. You have to reach episode rank 35. This can be done by completing roughly 15 to 20 missions on the new season map. The shield icon above the mission tells you how many levels you will rank up upon completion. Most missions are 2 each. Okay. Byung says your button for game mode is not there, and I don't know why. So there's a button missing on my version of the game? Is that what you're saying? That's not good.
Sarmad Ali donated £19.99 through Super Chat. This is to go towards your windshield, Luke, rolling on the floor laughing that and having to play this. Fun day for you loudly crying.
Huh. Okay, yeah. Let's just fully close out the game and reboot it. Anybody asking if I did that before we started? I did fully close the game and relaunch it because I figured I'd have to do that anyways. As part of the like update process. So close, quit, relaunch. Relaunching. Booyah. Okay. So what do we think so far? It's already broken a little bit. Oops. No, it didn't crash. It's there's apparently a button that's missing on my version of the game that I need to press to change over to the right mode. I don't know. We'll relaunch. We're rebooting. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. It's fine. I'm a little surprised at the choice for how they structure this. Austin, thank you for the 2. Rise of the Ronin has been a blast so far. Don't get the hate. I think it's mainly just that it has a PlayStation logo on it. Oh, it's starting.
I don't know what you're looking for.
Yeah, this didn't play before.
You don't get more unreliable narrator than me. It's my thing. And the collateral damage. But don't worry about that. I remember you invading like it was yesterday. Heroes and villains working together. Imagine me being one of humanity's last defenders. What a gas! Oh, that's right. You don't have a sense of humor. If only the others had listened. I had big plans for us going out with a bang. But you know what they say about good intentions. You can't kill them all. Oh, that's when we first met. Oh, we could have been pals, shared torture tips. But you ruined my Earth. That's my modus operandi. And I hate being upstaged. So you thought you could keep this very active pathological imagination in a jar? Think again! Then I discovered you'd been giving my Earth a makeover. What's a place like this doing in a guy like me? Well, I'll pick your brain about it sometime. Ice pick!
Okay. Season play. Each season introduces a new playable character and Elseworld with exclusive gear missions across 2 episodes. Okay. Episode rank. The fear rank marks your progress through this episode and determines your combat effectiveness. Completing missions increases your fear rank, unlocks rank rewards in the Nexus, and empowers you to take on more challenging enemies. Enter gang weapon manufacturer. Okay. New weapons. Poison status effects. Scarecrow has a new infamy set. New Metropolis. New Elseworld missions, okay. And Lex facilities. Okay. Re-kill Brainiac and recruit the Joker. Okay. What I was gonna say at the start was episode 1. That's what we want. Okay, now I see what you mean. There was a button missing. So what I was going to say at the top was that I'm surprised at how they've structured this, because you would think like, oh, the new exciting thing is the Joker's here, right? But what they've done is they've actually set it up so that you have to grind, as people are saying, about 20 missions before you can even take on Brainiac. So you're telling me we have to grind 20. Some of these can take 10 minutes. Some of them can take 20 or 30. But we have to grind all that and then we can take them on? Like, I don't know why they would do. I mean, I do know why they do that. They're trying to bloat it, you know.
Hack has located Brainiac's next dimension. An Earth apparently influenced by the Joker.
Oh, hell no. No. Absolutely not.
Looks like Brainiac's collecting trophies, because he's still got the Joker from that Earth in stasis.
I can already feel the train wreck.
Okay.
You'll breach the defenses of this new world, take down the Brainiac iterations, and recruit Joker as an asset.
You Jokers are bad enough. But the Joker?
This
Okay.
isn't a debate. Consider yourselves briefed and get to work.
Okay, so now we're in the season 1 area. Let's see how different it looks. It looks like the same thing. There's like a big old Ferris wheel over there. We can go look at that. There's a little bit more green. The lighting's changed a little bit. But it doesn't seem to be that significantly reworked or anything. And it seems to be the same, like, purple hordes everywhere. So they put a Ferris wheel and some green lights. At least in this area. Maybe over elsewhere there's more, but as of right now it looks like it's literally a Ferris wheel is the is the primary addition to this part of the map. Okay. Oh, and there is a Joker sign right there. That's cute. That's cute. Okay, there's the +2 they were talking about. Yeah. Okay, so it is literally just grind these missions, get up to high level, take on Brainiac, and when we do that, we'll unlock him. What do you want to bet now that we rebooted? The Joker is going to be a available character that you can purchase. I'm not in a public lobby, so I can check. So in case you guys missed the start of the stream, you can, if it loads, purchase the Joker without the grind. Now I'm seeing there is grind, and so they're gonna try to sell it to you for $10. And now the currency's working. Okay. Shocker, right? Oh man. Okay. What's the player count right now? I don't have it pulled up, but when we checked a few minutes ago, it was like 2,800 or 2,900, something like that. But yeah, Austin, anyway, the Rise of the Ronin thing, I think it's mainly just that it has the PlayStation logo on it, and so people expect it a little bit more in terms of fidelity, and it also doesn't run super great. There's just a lot of hiccups for it being a full price Sony game, you know. Let's see, let me pause this. This isn't the new content. Yeah, we figured it out, Jim. Thank you. I should have read your comment and message sooner. It's $29.50 right now. Okay. Yeah, that makes it about the same level of players they had 2 weeks into launch. Which is better. You know, that's what you'd want. It's an increase. Oh. Come here. So these are not purple zidded enemies, these are red zidded enemies. It's a different color, which means it's different.
The crystals are reforming. The pressure is on.
Okay, there's some presents over here. This is, I guess, different. Now I need to do all of these first.
I will aid you with your target. You are next to fall. Attack lands off this incubator shield. Focus upon the crystal.
Booyah! Oh, the frame rate's starting to chug a little bit. I don't know if you guys can feel that. Brah.
What gives with these purple space rocks bouncing right back?
Wipe him. Break that. Big boy over here.
Donated $9.99 through Super Chat. Just buy the Joker, please. For all of our sakes. Here's $10 for it.
Just for the love of God, so we don't have to watch more of this. Please just buy it, get it over with. I mean, I'll time this out real quick right after this. If anybody can look back at the timestamp, I just want to know how long this mission is gonna take. Because if it's gonna be like, oh, we have to grind for 3, 4, 5 hours to get him, that is really straining my my patience when it's just more of the same missions we've already done a dozen times. Well, more than a dozen times. Where's the other? Oh, they reformed. God, mother. Oh, Luke, you just need to get good. That's the key.
Let me raise the temperature. Your shield is no more of this incubator is stricken. Finish it.
And then rip it out and smash it. I can't tell what's going on. There's so many colors. Okay.
Created in the time it took you to destroy one. Yes. Losing every unit in this facility to recapture it. Except
So many colors.
like a mythical punishment.
Yeah. Oh my God. Did you hear that? He said the crystals regrow just like a mythical punishment. They literally just described their own mission design as a punishment. Like, you can't make this up. It's like you just said the thing. You just admitted it. What are we doing? The way that this quest is designed is like it's trying to be horrible. Well, you guys just said it. What? Why are you admitting this? You're not supposed to do that. Oh man. Cliffmaster, thank you for the sub. That's so funny. That's so funny. Literally described their own game as like a mythical torturous experience. Oh God. Okay, so right there, this is like the battle pass, it seems. So we just went, I thought we were supposed to go up 2, but we went up 1 level. And they're saying we, maybe we go up more after we open the loot box. So if we need to get to the end of that,
I will have a collection of relics to rival my father.
what's this? It can't be equipped. Oh, because it's for the Joker. No, it's for Boomerang. Okay, I needed to read the Boomerang. I was gonna say, like, if they're giving us equipment for the Joker and we don't even have the Joker, like, what are we doing? Okay, so if we go into the menus, no, talent, social, battle pass. Is this it? No, it's not even like, it's not even the battle pass. 'Cause that's a separate thing. Is it under contracts? No. Map. It's just, yeah, it is map. Okay. So we need to get progress.
You no doubt remember there are 13 brainiacs across the
I sure do. Hard to forget. So we need to get all the way.
Get cool shit. Don't go back to Arkham.
We have to find them first. To do that, Hack is pulling computational power from everything with a CPU for 100 miles.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do, here's what we're going to do, everybody. I'm going to outsource this to you guys. Because I'm just going to be honest, playing like 5 hours of this or 10 hours of this or whatever to grind for it is going to hurt. And somebody already very generously donated the 10 if we want to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a straw poll. So everybody on Twitch and YouTube watching can vote. And should get the Joker. Okay, yes or no. Create poll. I'm going to copy the link. You guys will see it in chats. Just click on it, whether you are in Twitch or YouTube chat, and vote on it, and we'll look at that. Buy it and then refund. Oh man, that's funny.
Mr. B donated $10 through Super Chat. Hours-wise, what do you think is the longest single-player game you played? For me, Elden Ring is I clocked in 180 hours.
I mean, I guess it depends on if you mean like first run through or like total time. Total time, it could be The Witcher 3 because I've replayed that so many times. It could be Red Dead 2 because I've replayed that a bunch. It could be Skyrim. It could be New Vegas because I've played that a ton. But I've played these games for like across generations on like the 360 and then on the Xbox One and then on the PS4 and then I also played it on the PS5. Like I've played these games across all of those platforms. So I really am not sure. My gut would tell me probably The Witcher 3 because I've played through that so many times, but I'm honestly not sure. Valhalla, like a single run was like 110 hours or whatever it took me. I don't know about the others because like Valhalla I didn't bother with. Okay, 75% of you are saying yes, just do it. What, you guys aren't enjoying the grind? Are you guys not liking the grind? What are you talking about? Okay, I'm willing to make that sacrifice, especially because somebody already donated the money to just to just do it. But what's funny is that if we just get him, we can then use him to grind for the mission where you get him. So presumably there would be a cutscene where you have the Joker looking at the Joker, releasing the Joker, and doing that, which is funny. Spend that streamer money. I don't know, man. It's like I said at the top. I'm like, why would they do this? Why would they have it so the most exciting part of the battle path or of the seasonal update is locked behind all this grind? Like, we know. It's because once you get Joker, I think a lot of people are going to play with him for like 10 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever, and then be like, oh, so like this isn't all that. Really? Is that what we're doing? So I get it. Like they gotta push it out, they gotta extend it because they need to pad out gameplay time and have people play more. But the grind to get him, it's just more of the game that you've already been playing for 2 months. You know? So it's like, what are we doing? Players have been waiting for 2 months for new stuff. And then you're like, yes, there is new stuff, but you only get it after you grind for, I mean, we went up 1 level from that. So it's going to be a lot. Okay, am I going to... Okay, I'm going to do this. So, I get it. I understand why they did it, but... Bold of you to assume I've been playing this crap. Okay. Let me spend the 10 so that you don't spend the 10. Let me take this burden upon myself, because $10 will not a great game make, but because the people have spoken. I'm the Joker, baby. Is there an intro cinematic? There is. So are they going to acknowledge his presence? Are they going to acknowledge he's there?
There's a style you don't see much these days. Joker kinda.
Nope. We're just not gonna mention it.
One constant across every invasion. Once Metropolis and its idols fall, the rest are quick to follow.
Okay.
Earthlings and their symbolism.
Okay. So you can kind of glide with him a little bit. I mean, I'll be real, already his movement's badass. I don't know why he wasn't in the game to begin with. Yeah, look at these. Okay, this is very impressive. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull back on the joystick or on the thumbstick, and then watch all of the animations like blend together for him to slowly turn around. But he doesn't just immediately turn around. It blends all of it together with him starting to step back and then flip around. Same if I do this, he kind of has like a hop stop. He doesn't just immediately break. I feel like his animations are better than the rest of the squad that came with the base game. Like, there's so much little attention to detail, it's crazy. Already, like, you feel it immediately. And then this, he charges it up. And then you can glide with it. If you boost, he does this thing. There's a lot of pop in. What is happening? You see that on the building? That was weird. Yeah, I mean, his movement's crazy. This whole thing makes me wonder why he wasn't in the game to begin with. I'm like, this is way better. Hey guys, how does he play?
It's not bloodlust, it's bloodlove.
Oh, wait, my bad. Shoot the zit.
Nice job, killers. You terminated the thing like champs.
So, I mean, my impulse immediately is that he plays really, really well. It feels really, really good. Which, I mean, the footage made it look really smooth, and actually playing it is very, very smooth. But I don't know, man. A ton of grind for a character we thought was just free and available immediately is a little frustrating. But if you're an irrational, stupid streamer, I guess you can just skip right past it, right? Hello? What's his secondary default? Just a rifle? Okay.
Trooper back there got a problem. I could give him one.
Does he do it? It's psychopathic.
One for the books. If this
Okay.
wasn't all.
Let's see what other weaponry we have. We do have other guns we could apply. Okay. If we do that, maybe over here. Whoop. No, that was right. Okay. Maybe here we do. Let's do this. We'll keep that the same. We'll give him the big scary grenade, and then he has different shield mods. These can all kind of be swapped around, so I'm just going to take one from Harley. I guess I could take it from Shark. Oh, these are specific to him. Joker's mod, okay.
Undeniable op.
So, I mean, he plays well. He feels good in the hand, but I guess now we should just try a regular mission and see how different it feels. If it feels different at all. Okay. I don't know. I'm like, okay. Let's see. Did they even explain who this new Joker is and why he's here? As someone else pointed out, Harley should be more excited. You would think, but I think the problem is that it's built around you grinding for it. And then my understanding is he's being held by this Elseworlds version of Brainiac in his ship, wherever the ship is, up there. So he's being held in there. And so after you grind all these missions and get high enough level, you go and then take him on. You fight that Brainiac that's reskinned to look like the Green Lantern. And once you've done that, you are able to have like a cutscene play that kind of explains where he comes from. Harley probably has some dialogue about it. They have the discussion with Waller about him joining Task Force X. And then it's explained and makes sense, at least as much as it could. But because we just skipped that, because I'm not going to be arsed to grind that much, I value 5 hours of my time much higher than $10. Because of that, I think the game doesn't really acknowledge it. The game doesn't think that the character's here, so they're just not going to talk about it. They're going to ignore it. But now I'm curious what it's going to be like when you do those missions and the Joker is fighting Brainiac. Like, is there just not going to be any acknowledgement from it? Like, I get it. We technically skipped it. I think there should be some acknowledgement of it. If you're going to sell me the character, at least have it make sense. But I guess maybe that's too much to ask, I suppose. Let's see. Okay, imposter syndrome.
I want bodies on the floor, TFX. Bag 'em, tag 'em, and we're golden.
Okay, let's see what an actual mission's like with him.
One priority. Team that kills together stays alive.
It's super cool movement. They deserve that. Feels good. I really do hope this game has a redemption arc. Yeah, I mean, we all would love it. I do think in like a year, if they get through all of the seasonal updates. I just realized we have tons of talent points. Melee kills, calls, all. Okay. I have to do this one first. Okay. Yeah, I think in like a couple seasons it will start to make more sense, but it's just right now the enemy variety is really poor. There's very little mission variety as well, so you're just like, it's really hard to justify.
Daniel Shaw Stewart donated £9.99 through Super Chat. Thank you for the content and streaming so far in 2024, Luke. Playing through Ghosts of Tsushima ATM and enjoying it a lot.
Wonderful. Appreciate you, my friend. And yeah, no, I'm having a great time this year. Hopefully you guys are having a good time this year. It's been kind of a weird year so far, hasn't it? It's been kind of odd. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Oh, you can just indefinitely level up damage reduction. So there is no cap. So could you just grind this all the way up to the point where you basically never take damage? If there really is truly no cap, that's crazy. But yeah, I appreciate you. I really appreciate you. And I'm hoping you guys are having a good time. And already, I mean, we're about to hit 100K. Probably, I think we said June is when we're like projected to hit it on this live channel. We're going to hit 500K on the main channel, probably in April. It's madness. You guys are crazy. Like actual dreams coming true. It's wild. I was talking to an old buddy of mine. Okay, he's not old. He's a good friend. He's not really a buddy. The language is messy. I was talking to a good friend of mine I've known for a while. That's more accurate. And I met him probably like 2018, 2019, somewhere in there. And back then, the channel had maybe like 30, 40,000 subs, maybe. I don't remember exactly, but it was something like that. Maybe 20, 30,000 even. And he was like, when we first met, he asked me, at what point would you be satisfied with your YouTube success? At what point would you be like, I did it, now I can move on with my life, or I did it, I don't need to grind anymore, I've made it. And I told him back in like 2018 when I met him, I was like, honestly, when I hit 60,000 subs, I think that'll be a really good point. If I ever hit 100, that would be amazing. But you know what? If I only hit 60, I'll be very, very pleased. And looking back on it, like I was talking to him like a few days ago about it, and kind of reminiscing about it. I was like, yeah, wow, that's crazy. Like, isn't that crazy? Yeah, I miss Lukey Poo. Bring back the poo. Yeah, Banana Brains is an OG of OGs. Banana Brains has been here since I don't even know how long, but as long as I can remember making YouTube videos, probably like the like 1 to 2,000 sub range. Banana Brains has been here. It's been ages. An OG of OGs. Yeah. This game is getting canned 1 year later, 1 year and 6 months to be generous. Yeah. The thing is, I just don't know how you justify keeping this on life support. Can anybody check SteamDB for me real quick? See what concurrents are right now? Because if it's, I think if they get to like 10,000, 15,000 players again, then they might actually have some success. But again, bear in mind, the content, the season 1 update is free. So the only way they make money is if you're like me and you get peer pressured into buying the Joker early to skip the grind. Or if you're just impatient, which I also am. And I'll give it to him that like the animation sets are crazy. Like look at his little hop skip when he stops. Wait, look at his face when he stops. It's kind of weird. He just goes back to resting face. But he has like a little face. That's weird. There's a lot of good touches here though. You gotta give it to him. 3K on stream or Steam. I mean, we'll see what it peaks at. I guess this weekend it could also peak even higher. Sweating bullets, we can change that. Mastery levels are also even higher than that. If you really are miserable and you want to just crank it, you can do that, but Pay 1,000. So every time you do this, you're like wagering. It's kind of like tries to feed into like the gambling addiction thing. It's like, oh yeah, I'll gamble, I'll go even higher, higher risk, higher reward, baby.
Hold on to your lunches, guys.
Yeah. Stop hyping the game, Luke. That's funny. Oh man, I still remember your phone reviews. Oh yeah, when I got the phone, I got one of the phones, they just gave it to me because it was during the time of the Note 7, I think, debacle, and those were blowing up. It was a whole thing.
There's no way this won't end. Well, it's no adult coloring book, but this activity might pass the time.
Whoosh. Is there just nothing down here? Okay, I thought there was.
You won't outlive your usefulness to me. Get back on mission.
Waller, chill. So this is the Joker Elseworld. So like this area is part of like the big update for the season. Oh, screwed that up. Hey, dude. Voila. I mean, that did some damage. That'll do. Oh, there's a lot here. Is that supposed to happen? Did you see that? I had a box on my head. I don't think that was supposed to happen. I don't think that's part of it. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I don't think that was supposed to happen. So I gotta get used to his movement. He doesn't have as quick a dash as King Shark. So I'm used to kind of like using that to quickly warp out when I get in trouble. Oh.
Joker, did you travel across dimensions just to impress me? Let us find a better use of your time.
That's a cool move. That was a cool move. I'll give him that.
Let the clown massacre you like this. Take him down. Wonderful. So many fascinating metrics and
Golly.
Oh, and you're all still alive. That's good too.
Okay. That's one of them. I do have to get used to his
Under no circumstances shall the earthlings
his movement style a little bit more. So I'm not quite there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Just glide, my friend.
You take the one on the left, you take the right, I got the rest.
Okay. Oh my god. For coffee and future content, I saw a Suicide Squad ad on a Jim's TV, so I guess Warner Brothers paid a lot for advertisements. Then you see Helldivers with no marketing. It became more successful than Suicide Squad.
Don Magic.
Yeah, Don Magic's. I agree. It's something Joraptor and I were talking about on the podcast, where it seems like the lesson of 2024 so far has been that like players don't really care that much about advertising. Like you can have a bad game that's advertised with hundreds of millions of dollars. People are going to see right through it because word travels much faster if the game's bad. So I think like if there's negative word of mouth, it's completely damning. It doesn't matter how much you spent on marketing, you're not going to overcome it. And we see that even with Hollywood, with movies and stuff, where there will be hundreds of millions of dollars poured into marketing a movie, and then it just totally implodes. So I think word of mouth is the real defining factor, because things like, you know, YouTube, Twitter or X, Instagram and TikTok, all of these platforms make it so that word can travel so fast if there's something wrong with a game or with a film or whatever else. And so I think that's also one of the potential reasons why games are going to start having much shorter marketing cycles. I think what you saw with Suicide Squad was a series of problems where they revealed it way too early, and they revealed it in a way that people initially liked because they thought it was going to be like, oh, it's a single player game, probably with like maybe co-op available, but it's going to be a narrative game with rock steady levels of quality. And then as we saw more and more of it, and we started to see like the gameplay reveals and all this other stuff, we start to be like, oh wait, that's what this game is? Oh God, you know, and we started to disconnect from it real quick, and it wasn't that exciting anymore. And so I think that they needed to do a much tighter marketing schedule with this game. And I think you're also going to see in the future games that try to, if they advertise at all, they're going to start to try to streamline it a lot more. Because if you give players enough time to learn to hate something, or if you give them an initial impression of what a game's going to be, and then that's taken away from them and they realize that that's not actually what it is. Again, there's no hatred like a gamer scorn. Like, they do not handle that well. They do not like it when they think they're getting one thing and they get something else. So, can I break these open? I cannot. That's okay. But yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Luke, which game disappointed you more, Starfield or Suicide Squad? I didn't I mean, they're both kind of weird because I think with Starfield, I was not expecting a whole lot. So I wasn't like horribly disappointed when it ended up having problems, right? Is this just bugged? I can't break it. Is it just straight bugged? I think it's bugged. I'm supposed to be able to break it right now because there's no shield. Yeah, it's just bugged. Okay, well. So I wasn't expecting Starfield to be amazing. So when it wasn't amazing, I wasn't that disappointed. With Suicide Squad also, you guys know, I saw this coming from a mile away, as did most of us. So I wasn't expecting it to be particularly amazing or anything. So it also wasn't that big of a disappointment because I wasn't expecting it to be very good. And when it wasn't very good, I was like, oh, yep, nope, kind of saw that coming. So I don't know if any of them were particularly disappointing. I think if I had to pick one, there's arguments for both. Starfield just has so many baffling choices where it's like, oh, we're going to lean into and double down on the thing we do worst, which is like procedural content, and the thing we do best, which is handcrafted environments and ambient storytelling and stuff. We're just going to ignore that and not do any of that. Like literally none of it for the whole game. We're going to do it in a couple of like places that we're going to recycle over and over and over again. And that's it. And we'll recycle them so many times that it diminishes it to the point where it feels like we didn't do it for anything in the game. I know I said that. Oh yeah, we're literally not going to do it. And then I proceed to explain exactly how they did it in the game. But my brain is fried. Ignore me. Okay. Okay. Okay, 7 scavenger. Okay. That one's not bugged. Hooray. Okay. And that's that. Okay. Do you think Todd Howard is the reason why they don't use Unreal Engine 5? I mean, at some point, I guess you could probably say that. If he really, like, if they wanted to use Unreal Engine, Todd would have the power to either say yes or shut it down. So either way, like eventually the blame kind of still falls back on him, whether he's solely to blame. You know, there might be licensing things. It might be a budgetary issue where it's like, no, we have to pay licensing fees for that. And we don't want to do that for your studio. So, but I mean, again, it's Bethesda Game Studios. If they wanted to do something like that, if they wanted to swap to Unreal, I think Phil would make it work. Like, I don't think their margins are that crazy tight. So I mean, at some point, yeah, you gotta look at the man in charge, and Todd is in charge of BGS. And so at some point, yeah, it does kind of fall back to him. And I'm sure part of it is that he's used it for 20, 30 years in its various forms and iterations. He doesn't want to just swap from what he and the team knows. But the old saying is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? The problem is it's very broke. It's big broke. Also, why would you make bolts this big? What are you going to use to tighten those? Like a gigantic, comically large wrench? Like, you can tell it's just little bolts that they scaled up all the way this size. Because in real life, you do a bunch of little bolts. You know, rivet the damn thing. Why'd you use big bolts there? Doesn't make any sense. But I hope that BGS comes out of nowhere and they're just like, yeah, we're swapping engines. We hear you. If they did that, I really do honestly believe that overnight there would be like a significant spike in the levels of interest for the Elder Scrolls 6. I really think that immediately people would just be like, oh God, yeah. Okay, now I'm paying attention. Now I'm watching. I was really skeptical and even cynical before, honestly. Now I'm stoked. I'm all about it. And that's all it would take, really. Because most people's frustrations with Bethesda, I mean, think of most things that they do. I guess you could say writing is another common problem, but a lot of the biggest problems with BGS come from technical constraints from their engine. So if they were to upgrade to a cutting edge, modern tool set, I mean, I think immediately people would start to be much more interested. It's my stance. Unreal is overrated. Unreal can certainly be overhyped. I agree with you there. Skipping sleep to catch the stream. Haven't been a fan for a long, but I do love the content, sir. Hope to grow to 30 and have you still posting. I also hope to grow to 30. I also hope that as well. I'm on my way. Maybe I'll see you there. But thank you. Appreciate you. Just wait for Creation Engine 2.1. Yeah, dude, it's too bad because I basically had a collaboration fall apart because of that. I've told the story before, but I'm not going to be specific about anything, of course. But there was another creator I was working on a collaboration with around the time of Starfield, and we were going to do a video together, and I was like, yeah, let's debunk the Creation Engine 2 thing. Because people say the Creation Engine 2 is going to make the game way better, and Starfield's not going to have the same technical problems as every other Bethesda game. So let's debunk that so people aren't disappointed when it has all the same problems as all of their previous games. And he was like, well, no, I mean, it is going to pretty much get rid of the problems from their previous games. So I don't know why we would need to debunk that. And I was like, oh, they got him. He's bought into it too. He bought into the hype too. I was like, okay, well now I'm going to have to send you the video to watch because you're obviously like, you've fallen for it as well. I thought it was plainly obvious that it was just a number swap. Like it was just Creation Engine that they put a 2 next to. And we're like, see, it's different now. It's like, guys, they did a couple like patches to it. They probably added a couple features. 16 times the detail.
16 times the detail.
But that doesn't make it a totally new engine. It doesn't mean that the problems from before are now solved. Like, doesn't take a genius to figure this out, you know?
While get healthy and ring fit.
Let's see. Happy to be subbed for so long. Always nice to see you play in the background while getting healthy and ring fit. Oh, hell yeah. 6 months. So thank you,
Miles J donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Skipping sleep to catch this stream. Haven't been a fan for long, but I do love the content, sir. Hope to grow to 30 and have you still posting.
Yeah, I don't know why. Sometimes it plays the messages really quick. Other times it's really slow.
Nice job, killers. You terminated a thing like champs.
Don't mind me. Honestly, the thing I'm most baffled with this about is that like the big selling point, the thing they really tried to push was that this game was coming from Rocksteady and it was going to have all the narrative stuff. Like, you remember in the lead up to its launch, they kept saying stuff like, oh, it has the most cutscenes by minute count that we've ever done. It has the most cinematics of any game we've ever made. And they kept saying stuff like that. And I think that showed they knew players really wanted more narrative stuff. They wanted the stories. Like, that's what they really loved from Rocksteady, and they wanted more of it. And so to see them with this game come along and just like, or with this seasonal update rather, come along with basically nothing except what's probably going to be a cutscene at the end of it after you've grinded everything out and repeated a reskin boss fight. It's just surprising because I'm like, wouldn't you have doubled down on the thing people really liked and been like, yeah, here's all the story stuff. And even if you're like, oh, well, they probably didn't know that the response was going to be quite like that, and they didn't know they needed to double down on the story stuff. It just popped in. Do you see that? Prior to the game's launch, they just didn't know that, and this was in the works well before the game launched, so it's not totally their fault. But I'm like, a year ago, 2 years ago, I guarantee you, every message on the message boards, everything anybody was saying about it was that they needed to focus on the story. And that's what players were most hopeful for, was that the story was going to be good, even though it was a live service game, even though it was co-op, even though it had all these downsides. People were really hopeful that they would at least have a good story. And so to see them instead go with like the most pure grind of grind's sake type of live service seasonal update is just really amazing. It really is just shocking. They did a test over the weekend, and it was 800 players on one chart across 4 DGs. Oh, are you talking about Star Citizen? Are you going to try Star Citizen server meshing? Probably a few weeks or months after it's public, because every time they release like a new major update, it crashes the game and everything is like unplayable for weeks. So I'll probably play it like a month after it's public. That'd be my guess. Yeah. What franchise do you think would actually suit a live service game? I think, honestly, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League could have been a really good live service game. I have no problem saying that. Like, I think this game had potential. For one, if it was coming from a different team, that would have helped because the expectations would have been more aligned. But more than anything, it just needs more content. Like, I do think that there's core things, like they've done a lot of really good work with the animation. The combat is pretty tight when it's working. I'd still think it's too busy with a lot of the stuff that pops up. But I do think that this game had potential in a certain way. I just think that there's not enough content. Like, the main campaign is 10 hours long. Okay, it's made up of like 2.5 hours of content though. Like, you do the same escort missions, the same guard the bus missions, the same take down these outpost missions, the same thing over and over and over again, to the point where it's probably like 2.5 to 3 hours of actual content stretched and repeated for 10 hours. And then the end game is 3 missions. Now it's like 6 that you're expected to just do indefinitely. And that's just not enough content for a live service game. It's just not. Like, I don't get it. I don't know how they looked at it and thought this was a complete package. But what's even more amazing is that this game, wasn't this originally announced for release in like 2022? This was supposed to be out years ago. Years ago. Like, how did that happen? What were they doing? What was this game like 2 years ago that they are now in this position? That's the big question for me. Like, if this game is like this now, what was it like when it was supposed to launch? Was it just a buggy, broken mess? Was it like built around loot boxes and they had to redo it because of that? Like, what was the reason? What was the thing? Because it's amazing. I mean, I just genuinely find it to be baffling. I cannot wait for the Jason Schreier article coming in and explaining what the hell happened. You know, it's going to be fascinating. I keep looking at Joker thinking I'm watching Fortnite. I do think like the quality of his animations are really, really good. What is casting the shadow? What is happening? Harley's like freaking out. So anyway, long answer short, I think this game could have been good but it just was executed about as poorly as you could have, and I think it also was marketed very, very poorly, because coming from Rocksteady, certain players wanted certain things from Rocksteady, and when they didn't get it, they were very disappointed and became outspokenly against this project. Whereas if it was coming from a different studio, I don't think people would have been that upset. Or as upset, because they wouldn't feel like they were missing out on another Arkham level game, you know? But even this, we've been playing this, you know, kind of dinking around for a while, and we've already done this mission. Like, it's just amazing. Like this, it's just so bloated and repetitive. And this is after 7 years. Okay, Hack has control of Terminal A. Good. Ooh. Okay, the Joker. Blow blow ba ba da ba 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 da. How convenient to have a self-destruct that makes it so you can't just complete the whole mission in the ship. Voila. Okay. Oh. Just hop up, toss them down, move on. That's what we do. Okay, and that's the mission. Okay.
What have you taken? What have you learned? It won't be enough.
Oh man. Oh man. It's Jonkler time. Yeah. Sup, Rocky? Good to see you. Yeah, I don't know why I have the indie song stuck in my head too. I've also had that. It's funny.
That shadow was the shadow of vaudeville insecurities, Luke. That's also the reason his joy fades after his hop skip. Tears of joy.
Yeah, see, it's all part of it. It's all part of the plan. Yeah. Here's the loot box. Holla.
Mr. B donated $10 through Super Chat. Okay, so I have never played a Final Fantasy ever. Which would you recommend I start with, or do you think I wait for Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail? I really like the vibes.
I mean, Final Fantasy has so many options that you kind of pick which one you want.
I can make it a lot.
Yeah, I'll do that one. Critical hit 18%. Wow. So yeah, there's options. 14's great if you want to go more the MMO route. 16's good if you like really slow, brooding stories. So if you like Game of Thrones, for example, you'll like 16. If you want something that's just totally like modern and sort of like semi-modern and super high production value, 7 Remake and 7 Rebirth back to back play. That's how you do it. I mean, you play back to back. That's going to be the way to go. But yeah, 14's a beast. 14 is a beast. But I'd say probably the most accessible games are probably 7 Remake. 15's accessible, but most people don't consider it to be like super representative of the rest of the franchise, you know?
You seem discouraged. Taking bets on how long to find this lieutenant. It would be the first time I've tasted the pack.
Does my new neck thing do that to the shoes? Why are my shoes now glowing like that? I don't know.
Search protocol active.
But it looks cool. I'm not complaining. I don't think they were doing that before.
Inside this big angry guy, there's a little rich guy just waiting to be mugged.
Wow, we killed it already. Sorry, I was multitasking.
Target eliminated, minimum collateral. Good job.
Yeah, baby. Oh, Chad, thank you. Glad you're playing this trash so I don't have to. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where at the very least I hope people can see that I'm not trying to just like dismiss the game and do like honestly a lot of YouTubers I know of do, where they just read whatever the Reddit thread says is like the consensus opinion. I don't know why I threw that. And that just becomes their opinion, you know? It's like, I at least try to say what I think, and if I'm gonna like bash a game, I'll play it, I'll try it, give it a chance, and I'll give him credit. The Joker feels really good to play. I really like his movement. I think his animations are crazy high quality and super polished. It's very, very good, but it's just the problem was never with the quality of the movement. The problem was never with the quality of animations. The problem has been with content and the lack of variety and how samey everything feels. And this update has done basically nothing to change that. Even that Elseworld mission we did not feel significantly different. Like, it was just more of the same missions, but now in a map that has buildings shaped and decorated like presents instead of like rocks. And that's just not enough to really do it. And then all of this grind, you're supposed to grind all the way up to fighting Brainiac one more time. But it's just a reskin of a fight you've already done. So like, what's keeping you going? What's pushing you to continue playing? And that's kind of where, like, I just don't think that there's a good enough hook, you know? Like, there's just not a good enough hook, because the core gameplay loop of fight baddies, get better loot to fight tougher baddies, to get better loot to fight even tougher baddies, that loop works. There's plenty of games that prove that loop works. The problem is the actual minutia of fighting the baddies has to be fun enough for you to be okay going through waves and waves and waves of fighting baddies. And in this case, I just don't think it is. And it's kind of hard to quantify, because it's like, okay, well, how do you define fun? What do you mean it's not fun? And I think we can like boil it down where it's like, oh, it's too repetitive. There's a couple things here and there where we can maybe refer to some of those frustrations. Yeah, this is good. But it is tough. Like, how do you define what a fun game is in a way where you can write it out and check every single game and be like, is this fun? Let's see. And you follow the checklist, and if it checks off all the boxes, it's fun. And if it doesn't, it's not fun. Like, it's not actually that easy to quantify, especially because some games are going to be fun for others when they're not fun for you. Yeah, I'm not sure why all of our feet are glowing like that. Well, just his are. So it must be an ability we have or something. I'm not sure. Looks cool. I'm about it. Imagine paying $70 for this instead of playing Helldivers, which costs $20 less. Yeah, well, and it's just... But that's another example of, like... By most metrics that somebody like an executive at Warner Brothers is looking at, this should be the better game, right? They're like, well, this game had all the marketing behind it. This game had hundreds of millions of dollars poured into it. This game has the recognizable characters. Everybody knows the Joker. Everybody knows Harley. Everybody knows Superman and the Justice League. How is that not more successful? This was in production for, I think, technically longer than Helldivers 2. It might have been about the same time, but this was in production for a very, very long time. And devs are always asking for more development time. So what's their excuse on this? Like, and that's what's tough, is that you can try to quantify it. You can try to break down what this game has going for it, or you know, what makes a good game. But sometimes it really is just that sometimes pieces don't click together. And a very talented team of people can work for years and it just doesn't work. And this is kind of one of those instances where this game, by most accounts and measurements, should have worked. It should have worked. They had more resources available to them, more time than, and amazing IP and stuff, than any other studio that's tried live service in the last year or two. And they just couldn't get it across the finish line because many reasons, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure it's not as simple as like, well, it just didn't click together. I mean, I'm sure there was like development hell issues. I'm sure there's going to be stories that come out later about this game going through multiple phases and designs. One of the best indications of it are like those loot boxes you get at the end of missions. I would bet so much money that at one point those were loot boxes and loot crates that you bought for real money. And then at some point, maybe in like 2019, they decided, we're going to get reamed. Let's just not even bother with this. It's not worth the drama. And they just decided to rework it and change it. And that's where a lot of the dev time went, was just redoing stuff they had already done because they didn't want the scandal. At least I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and assume something like that happened. Because otherwise, how on earth does this happen? Like, it just doesn't make sense. But I mean, I was really hoping there'd be more content. But the missions are all the same, dude. They're just like slightly different arrangements of enemies. It's in a new else world, but it's just the same stuff all over again. I don't see what's supposed to keep me going, you know? And more time to development doesn't mean a better product. Case in point, Duke Nukem Forever, and conversely, Fallout New Vegas. Exactly. One of the things with the South Park writers, the Matt Stone and Trey Parker duo, they said that one of the reasons that they produced pretty much all of their episodes, or at least they did for decades, in 6 days from the time they start writing it to when it airs, is less than a week. They said it was because they found that when they didn't have time for writer's block, they put out a better product. They just had to get it out. They just had to figure it out because, hey, they got to put the episode on air, so we got to figure it out. There's no time for writer's block, everybody. And I think something's to be said for that kind of creative pressure that can work sometimes. Other times it just creates a disaster. But sometimes it can. But I agree. The lesson is that time does not directly equal to better quality product at the end of it. Like, it's not a direct correlation or anything like that.
Austin Ryan is now a member.
Austin, thank you. 11 months. Ooh, baby. Squish. So, I mean, realistically, I think if we wanted to get the Joker without the charge, the $10, it would have been, they said, what, 20, 25 levels or something? We were doing about a level a mission. The missions could take anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. And so really, like, there we go. Realistically, what is that? If we just say 15 minutes, ooh, break it. Oh, no, he's not dead. Okay. If we say 15 minutes each, and then there's 20, is that really, is that what, 5 hours? Oh, there go the frames. Oh God. Oh, there they go. Where are they going? I don't know. I don't know why this area of the map is struggling, but. Okay, break a shield, voila. Yeah, it's weird. This one spot, for whatever reason, it's like really struggling on. Weird. It's also, I'm just going to say it again, it's really hard to feel like you should save a city or to be emotionally invested in saving a city when literally everybody that is here or lived here has been turned into a monster or is like petrified and turned into dust. It's not petrified, it's dustified. You know, it's what I gave the same critique to Death Stranding, because in Death Stranding they're like, you need to save the world and connect the continent together with the chiral network. Only you can do it, Sam Porter Bridges. But you run into like a dozen people across everything that you do, and they're all holograms. Like none of them actually want to talk to you face to face, and you're just like, what? Acid flower power. This is just another one of them. It's just man, okay, let's try sweating bullets. Let's go hard. Let's go hard, baby. Okay, game, I get it. Joker goes ha ha ha. You don't have to keep showing it next to his head. But what if you forgot? What if you forgot about it? How would you know then? Huh? Answer me that. Fun this way. You sure about that? Are you sure about that? So this one's 15 minutes. One of the others we did was 20. Another was 10, so it's just a little bit all over the place. But like, can somebody... I've done a little bit of messing around in Unreal Engine, a little bit in Unity. I've done years ago, I did a bunch of like 3D modeling. I got really into it. So I've messed around with like building out some levels. I also, as you guys have seen in streams before, I build out levels and stuff when I do like D&D one-shots and stuff. So I'll use different software to build out levels and environments for those D&D campaigns to actually be able to show an environment. So I've messed around with it a little, and I just genuinely don't understand how like this is like the most that could be done after waiting 2 months. It's just the same Elseworld template that they normally use with the same like dirt, muddy, rocky surface over water with like the fallen buildings and stuff. And they've just gone over top of it and thrown presents and some clown decorations and stuff. And balloons that are just copy and pasted over and over again. I just genuinely don't understand why this is like all there is, you know? And this is, I think this is the same exact Ivy mission we did at the start of the stream.
This is going to be a tough one, Daphne.
Yep.
But I believe in us. Even if it's the grossest thing.
It's just the same mission. Thank God I'm so reckless with my money and just decided to pay for it. Like grinding 5 hours of these samey missions over and over and over again. Like, man. I feel bad for everyone who's responsible.
You cleared all the soldiers off that rooftop. Now that we're back, let's put all our energy into revenge.
Hooray! Guys, you don't understand. He's really funny because he's the Joker, and the Joker's funny, which makes him funny because he's funny and he's the Joker. You guys should know that. Just take in this dialogue, okay? Yeah, season 1 makes you think there's new content. That's where I'm at. Like, I was really expecting there'd be a good amount of stuff to shake it up, but we're just doing the same missions over and over again. And these are technically, as from what I understand, these are the new missions. But I swear we've done like this exact thing before. It's just in a different map now.
What if we release this one little affliction burst? Please.
Going for high school.
So many aliens to afflict. One affliction burst, all by its lonesome.
Now we just swing around and wait for more waves of enemies. I insist again also, I don't think it's ever explained. Why doesn't Brainiac, I understand here there's like a shield, but in the base game, there's not, over where everybody keeps returning to, which is like the Hall of Justice. Why doesn't Brainiac just crush it and smush it? I don't remember if they ever say that in the story or explain it, but it doesn't make sense. It'd be really easy to do, and he's Brainiac. You just use one of the big tentacle arms of his ship and crush it, killing everybody. He's like, no, that's off limits. Everybody gets a safe space. I respect it. I'll respect your safe space. Don't worry.
Soldiers you left are attacking my little helper again. Little ones, you know what we need to do now. Make them suffer. You don't need an affliction burst. This Sprout's in trouble. Let's see those freaks bring the biggest.
Over on B, okay.
Oh, this would be so neat.
Oh, lordy. Oh, lordy.
Are you freeing all my helpers? Do I have to get bossy?
I'm starting to feel lightheaded.
Now that we're back, let's put all our energy.
I'm starting to smell colors. I can see every dimension.
Best day ever! Oh, I love afflictions.
Is there like a toggle to turn Ivy off? Can we just, like, darling, I get it. You have witty banter. Can we just not right now, please? I clipped into it. That's funny.
Anything you want to give an affliction to? When we're ready. We They built up an infliction burst. You know, if you want to test it out.
Oh my god.
Monsters.
Is there anything better than a plant ruthlessly defending itself? Huh? I didn't think so.
Yeah. Like, is there anything better than a plant affliction burst? I don't know, like sex is pretty good. Okay.
Eyes up. We got more company. Stop, Earthlings. Stay.
Okay.
We can negotiate this like
How's the jonker?
holding assault weapons.
He's jonky. I'll tell you what. Sure is. Fact check true.
Let's see how
I don't know.
Task Force X manages these reinforcements.
With all this, my biggest takeaway is just the problem with Suicide Squad was content based from the very beginning. It was never about playable characters. The playable characters in the base game were fun, varied, and interesting enough. So like, there was never a problem here. Like, this doesn't fix any problem. The problem was content and the lack of variety and like enemy diversity and stuff like that. And so like, this just doesn't fix anything. It's like cool to have a new playable character. It's cool to have this. And it technically makes the game better because like, oh, there's a new playable character who plays really well and has cool movement and stuff. That's cool. But it's just, it doesn't fix the actual problem. And their attempt to fix the actual problem is a bunch of like repetitive, I guess we could do this. Yeah. Their solution to the problem of repetition is just to have more missions and a new Elseworld. But the Elseworld doesn't actually feel different. It just feels like a regular Elseworld with a different coat of paint. You fight the same waves of purple and now red enemies, and some have green tinges to them too. But like, it's just not enough. It just doesn't do anything. It's just crazy that they thought that like this was going to be enough. And maybe they didn't. I mean, maybe they didn't expect this to turn everything around. I'm sure they're hopeful that players enjoy it, but they just are going to need a lot bit more, I think. Yeah. You reach squad level 45. Let's see. I guess I can add this for him. I want the fire one. Yeah, burn nearby enemies. Yay. We're doing a fire build with him. And then over here, up close, assault rifle ammo, SMG, pistol, sniper, shield. Probably more shield makes sense. We're not there. Oh, we just reached total character levels. Okay. Well, I don't know. We're at 3,000 current players. I mean, we'll see what happens with we'll see what happens over the weekend. Maybe it spikes. But I mean, let's be honest, if you're still playing this game, if you're still really stoked on it, you probably took today off work, or you're playing it the first chance you get today. I don't think people who are like really stoked on this game are probably waiting till the weekend. They're probably playing it today or tonight, just see what it has to offer. And I just can't imagine there's a lot of casual players that'll be hopping on this weekend. You know, like Helldivers, there were a lot of people that just wanted to check the game out, had heard good things about it, and we're like, oh yeah, I guess we'll try it this weekend. But I don't think they have that for this game. But like, other than the Joker being here, like, this doesn't really feel different. Like, yeah, there's a Ferris wheel now, and there's some presents and balloons scattered around, but it really does not feel like a new season at all. One of the other things they did is they have the new battle pass, of course, which give you new skins and stuff if you're interested in that. So there's that. A new lose pose. That's funny. So I guess there's that. That's cool. Some new dialogue.
The taste of failure. I enjoy it. I am like you.
Boy, do I love the work you did there.
Aw, were you trying to be competent for little old me?
Oh, looks like everyone's operating at peak efficiency.
Okay. And I'll give them credit. Like, these do not give anybody on the party like gameplay benefits. That's good. It's like a cell shaded look. Well, that's kind of cool. It's at least different. New skins. You do get some currency. Like, is it just me, or do these skins kind of look... I don't know. They're not my style. That's funny. Ugh. Okay. I don't know. Is it just me, or are these skins not doing it for you? I'm not feeling them as much as ass. I'm not feeling it much. I don't know. 252,000 only looking at Steam, I suppose, because looking at Planets itself, it's way over 300,000 active players. Oh, for Helldivers. Oh god, there's even witty banter in the battle pass. You better believe it. What's this? It's a banner pack. Okay. This is pretty normal for live service games, though, let's be honest. Different color swatches. What kind of skins do they have? Because again, the only way this makes money is if you're buying cosmetics and stuff. Shark of Tomorrow, Superheroes Part. This is kind of funny. Okay, that's funny. I like this. This is a winner. This is a winner. He's got his Superman outfit. He wears a little mask. It doesn't fit on his head. That's cute. This, I don't care what anyone says. This is a winning skin. This is good. I do like this. I am Kal-El, Shark of Tomorrow. That's pretty funny. I'll give him that. That's good. I like that. Beyond that, like Harley Fugitive outfit pack. I don't know, the Deadshot skins I'm just really not feeling, but I don't really play Deadshot, so. Okay. That's not bad. No. Like, this feels like it should be free. The Fugitive skins feel like they should be free. They don't feel like premium or anything. Yeah. The World's Worst Detective Super Zeros pack. How much do they want for these? It's $10 each. Okay. I mean, that's cute. That's funny. Look at them that. Beyond that, they have Joker Earth advertisements. What? Banners? Oh, these are just banners. Okay. Okay. New Big Finish emotes. Wait. Bro. Okay, this they might have to actually be careful about. Okay, this they unironically might have to be careful about. It's not legal in most first world countries to have something available for sale and have it permanently on a discount. So like when I worked at Best Buy, this was a thing that we had to deal with all the time, where like if something was $100 and it went on sale for $70, you were not allowed to keep it at $70 perpetually. Like you couldn't do that. Oh, Mr. Orion just woke up. You couldn't do that. Like you couldn't just have it perpetually on sale, because then, like, let's be honest, the price is just 70. You're just saying it's worth 100 and putting it on sale forever. That's not legal, because you are deceiving your customers into thinking that it's actually worth $100 when it's actually only worth 70. And so you're kind of tricking them into thinking they're saving money. And the same thing applies with digital goods. And it's a problem that like Bethesda got into with Fallout 76. I remember that was a big thing because they had products and packs that were perpetually on sale and that they didn't ever take off sale until somebody like, I think it was part of the class action lawsuit and things that kicked up. Yeah, the Fallout 76 Christmas skins that were on sale day one. And this is the first day these are available. And it's 50% off. You're telling me they originally were charging like $17 for 4 emotes? Already, I mean, $8.50 for 4 emotes is already kind of crazy. But to have it available day one at a 50% discount, they have to be careful with that. They have to be careful with that. That's one to keep an eye on. They could get in some big trouble if they're not cycling. At Best Buy, we had to cycle discounts, so you would have to keep an eye out for, like I forgot what they called them, but there was a sheet that would print out. I think it was every Monday they would print out, like Monday nights, and then overnight they would refresh them. Or no, it was probably Sunday. I think it was Sunday. It's like Sunday and then ready for Monday. But anyway, the sheets would print out and we had to go through, and all of the tags, at that time, all the tags were printed. We had to swap out all of the tags and sale tags and everything on the whole sales floor, because if something was kept on sale for too long, Best Buy could be sued and would be in huge trouble. It was a whole thing. So that's one to keep an eye on. Maybe what they do is they just have it 50% off today, because they know if anybody's going to be buying skins, they probably buy them today, or emotes rather. And then next week they'll take them off and these will go on sale for 50% off. That's probably what they're going to do, but I don't really like the day one 50% off. Wow, what a deal. Like, to me, it just seems really manipulative. But I mean, I guess that's just kind of the nature of the beast with these things. So there's a lot there. It's really unnerving that he like will smile when he's running, then he stops and he'll stop smiling, and then he just gets like this. Is that is it not like a little disorienting? It's a little weird. Yeah, it's fake price anchoring. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm sure there's plenty of loopholes and stuff that they can play with where they're like, oh no, it is worth $17, but we're just going to discount it today, day one. And then in the future, it'll go back up to full price. And I'm like, I don't think that's a discount. I think you're just raising the price later. Like if the first day it's available, you're releasing it to everybody and it's on a discount, I think that's just called the price. But I don't know. Is this as bad as we thought it would be? Honestly, it is. It's just nothing. Like it's not even bad. That's the thing. It's not even bad. It's just nothing. And it needed to be something. Like I just, at this point, I'm like, there's not even much to talk about. It's like, we have the Joker because we didn't want to grind for 5 hours to get the whole point of doing the battle pass, or of playing the first season. But the gameplay isn't different. They didn't introduce any like new crazy enemy archetypes or anything. The main fight that capstones this whole season is just a reskin. You're still doing the same missions over and over again. Everything's the same. It's just not different. There's nothing really different. So it's a seasonal update that brings a new playable character that feels good to play. I mean, I like his movement is cool. I enjoy it. I don't know if I like him more than King Shark, who's my main, but he seems fun to play. I like him more than the other guys for sure. But there's just nothing here. Like there just isn't really anything here to talk about. Which is almost the worst. It's the worst thing that could happen to a live service game, because like at least if there's a live service game that's scandalous, there's something to talk about, and there will be players who enjoy it and play it just to be contrarians. But in the case of Suicide Squad, people just don't care because there's just not enough there to care about. And in this case, it's just a prime example of a live service game that doesn't have enough content to even warrant conversation. It's just amazing. It really is. If it's free to play, yeah, you could probably have fun with it. Because when it's something is free to play, you know, expectations drop a lot. You know, you don't need to live up to a certain standard. But when you're charging $70, it's a lot harder to justify. You know. So where's the new content? I mean, you're kind of looking at it. There's like a Ferris wheel. So there's that. There's a Ferris wheel. There's a new Elseworld. We've done a couple missions in, or a few missions in, that is just an Elseworld that has presents and clown stuff. So there's that. And then there's a lot of new shop items and a battle pass and cosmetics and stuff. So there's that. Sound good? Like that's kind of what there is. What is happening? It's culling. I don't think I'm supposed to be here. I'm like glitching into it. Wow. Stunning, brave, and beautiful. Is it really just... I think it is just totally glitched. Yeah. That's funny. Okay. So... not even quite all that polished. It's at least kind of working, so I'll give him that, but... Man! Man. Yeah, where's the new content? There's a Ferris wheel. Do you think they could have done better if it was free to play? I think they certainly would have had more players. But, I mean, again, the issue with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League at its core is there's just not enough content. You know, this game launched 2 months ago, which is crazy, but it launched 2 months ago. And already, like... I feel like I've seen pretty much all that season 1 has to offer except the Brainiac fight, which I guess I can grind for, and you know, we could do that. But I'm like, I just genuinely am at a loss for words of even like what to talk about, because even if this were free to play, the problem is you would have gotten it. Let's say 50,000 people played it at launch if it was free to play. You know, they peaked at 13 on Steam. So let's say they peaked at 50,000 on Steam if they went free to play, right? And there's the poppin'. That would certainly be nice. That would be a lot better than they had. But the thing is, people would have played it. They would have gone... and played for like 10 hours, 15 hours. Let's even double the length of the campaign. 20 hours. They play through the campaign twice. They go 20 hours in. They finish it in the first week or two. And then a month and a half goes by. Season 1 drops right here. You grind for 5 hours. You get Joker. You finish the Brainiac fight. And then it's just more of the endgame content. Maybe you play another 5 hours. And you don't touch it again. So you play 10 hours, you're done with season 1, and you just move on. So it's like you just spent all that time working on the game and trying to put forward more content and stuff. But I finished it After 30 hours, I'm done. I don't need or want to play anymore. And I'm just going to wait for the next season. And that's just not how live service games work. You need more content than that. You just have to have more. And that's the core issue, is that even making the game cheaper, even getting rid of battle passes, even like all of that stuff is great, you know, and would be nice, but it wouldn't change anything. Like, it wouldn't actually make the game any different, because at its core, there's just not enough content. And that's the problem that this was. I was really hopeful this would fix that, but it's just not going to do it, apparently. Because this is one of the new endgame missions. I mean, this is a mission in the new map. This is like the whole thing. I'm like, it just doesn't change the game at all. It's just more of the same. You know, and I think the unfortunate lesson and kind of long-lasting legacy of Suicide Squad is that it's just one of the most confusing games ever, because they had so much time and so much money to put this together, and yet there just really is not much here. It's genuinely baffling. There go the frames. Oh my god. Oh. Pra. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior Shield Charge? Okay. Man, I feel like in the base game I had some laughs, but I'm realizing now it was all like King Shark. I don't think any of it was the rest of the cast, and now that he's not in the party, I'm like, oh, yep, makes sense. Makes sense. Checks out. Oh, what's up, dudes? It's like, I made this world to kill you. Well, you're doing a pretty bad job, because I've done a lot of missions in it. You know, it's like the whole premise is that Brainiac is this big existential threat, and yet he's totally incompetent when it comes to his actual objectives. Like, that he's openly stated. And maybe they'll, like, retcon it, and like, oh no, it's because he wanted them to defeat him or something. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. So I think this mission type, I can just kind of leave whenever. Okay, hit squad incoming. Okay. That was weird. Oh, that was weird. Oh, man. Oh, man! Jeez. He is just a spongy sponge. Again, Brainiac's very cocky for a guy that's doing a very bad job at killing us. Like, how many opportunities has he had? He's still like, I'll get you soon. Man. Okay. Man, I suck at that minigame. I'm gonna have to swap out this rifle. It's really not doing much. Okay, now if I want to leave, I just head over here. And I just leave? Okay. Mission completed! Yay! Out of all the games to copy Gears of War's active reload mechanic, Suicide Squad is the one I least expected. Like, why is that feature even in this game, genuinely? I think it's just to give you one more thing to pay attention to in combat. Like, they're just trying to find ways to hook you into performing more actions per minute, and so you keep more engaged. Because, like, a lot of these types of games are built around very simple, like, dopamine loops and hooks, and also engagement hooks and stuff. And so they start to, like, track. That's kind of cool. They start to track actions per minute, like things that you're paying attention to, and you even hear it in, like, in conversations about games like League of Legends and stuff. Okay, yay, new synergy. So, you know, they're trying to come up with different ways to, I want to go back to the old one. It doesn't matter. Just to keep you engaged, keep you doing more stuff. Monkey brain sees button prompt, neuron activation. Yeah, literally. I mean, that's all it is. It's just trying to find different ways to keep you doing more actions per minute. So that means that you are not bored, because you can't be bored if you're doing stuff, right? If your brain is being tasked with doing something, that's fun, right? I really think that's all there is to it. This one's glitched too, man. Okay, well. So there are some glitched turrets and things that you can try to break but just won't break. There are some glitched objects in the sky that you can cut into and glitch into. So there's that. Other than that, it's relatively polished. Like, they fixed the matchmaking thing in the patch a few days ago, so there's that. That's good. But $2,900 people online. which is about 5 hours. That's about 5 hours after it's become available after the maintenance ended. So if we're starting to see the player count drop, to me, that suggests possibly that players, the most excited players, were waiting for this. When it became available to play immediately, they started. And once they finished it and got through the boss fight after about 5 hours, they're just hopping off. Like, they're unlocking the Joker, being like, oh, cool. And then just hopping off. Maybe they come back on tomorrow and they play some more rounds with him. But if we're starting to see the players drop from like 3,000 down, that could explain it. To be fair, most of Europe is going to sleep. Yes, that's true. That's true. Because right now it's what, like 11? Something like that? Like 11, 12? 29 people hate their lives. Why else would they play this? Yeah, man. It is interesting, like, pretty much no matter what game you look at, even games that you can quantify and are like, hey, this is like objectively bad. Like, there's not even a debate here. Like Gollum. Or like one guy was like, was it with Kong? It was that King Kong game we did the little video on. One guy I remember seeing a comment of, and he's like, I don't care what anybody says. I got this game. I'm happy with it. It's not the best thing ever, but I'm having fun. Like, people are even like stands for that. They're even making excuses for a game like that. So, like, I'm not shocked that people are finding ways to enjoy themselves with this. Come here. Now I can blow it. That sounded weird. Okay, moving on. I don't know, man. I was really hoping. It's part of the reason I chose to like play this, and like was like, oh, we'll stream it. We'll stream it. We'll give it a chance, and we'll stream it. And it's because I was kind of hoping deep down they would figure this out, and that there would be a ton of new content and new quests and missions and stuff. Different enemy types maybe they could introduce to make it more engaging and feel more varied on a mission-to-mission basis. But seriously, like, all the missions are the same as before. You're just fighting waves and waves of enemies again. Like, it's just...
You've seen 2 Earths that have fallen to me now. It's almost a shame to stop you here before you take in the whole collection.
Yeah.
Giflom Dolphin donated $3. If you wish for an accurate assessment as to how WB sees us, take the L out of players.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, like, even if they're trying to make a really, really solid game, even if they're giving it their all and stuff, the impression is that this entire game, on the water flickers too, the impression is that this game has just been built for monetary reasons, and there's not a whole lot of soul and love in it. And unfortunately, like, I'm sure people worked on this that really, really cared. Like, I'm sure there were people like that. But it sure doesn't feel like it. And that's kind of the bigger issue, is that it feels soulless. And I think it feels soulless because, you know, it was probably a very difficult production. It was probably difficult to get this across the finish line. The response has not been great. And you know what? I can only imagine how tough it is to go into work and be excited about the work you're doing. You okay, Harley? Yeah, it's got to be tough to be excited about the work you're doing when everybody online is just openly mocking it and is saying how terrible it is and everything. I'm sure it's tough. Respectfully, like, it's not really, you can't really blame anybody but the developers. Like, if the developers were the ones that screwed up the game and they put together something players don't like, they shouldn't be that shocked when players talk about how they don't like it. You know, it just comes with the territory. I don't know what Harley's doing. What is this? Is it okay? I don't know. I don't feel empathy. It's a win for the shareholders, though. It's really tough to decide or decipher where Warner Brother influence started and where Rocksteady,
for this game after Arkham Knight, How the Mighty Have Fallen.
Yeah, Big Destroyer. I was also hopeful, but season 1 is like the deciding factor, and it's just not enough. He's yawning too. Yeah. I don't know, man. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'll go have dinner with the family and everything. I will probably finish, and I'll grind out miserably the rest of the Elseworld missions, and I'll see the Brainiac fight, and then I'll throw together a video on kind of my overall impressions of season 1, because right now I'm just like, come on. But who knows, maybe they save it. Maybe the boss fight, maybe the reskin is so good that it's like all I want to play. I'm like, I just want to replay that boss fight reskin all the time. This is literally indicative of the entire gameplay experience, just doing the same move over and over. Harley's meta. I think you're right, Banana Brains. I think you're right. This is painfully symbolic of the Suicide Squad as a whole. Oh, man. Include this glitch in your video. Yeah, Jacob, make a note of this one. We can refer to it back. I think I'll quote you, Banana Brains, because I think you're right. This is precisely the thing. And meanwhile, the Joker's yawning at the same time. She's doing the same thing over and over again, and he can't help but yawn. That's the thing. Man. Well, there you go. So, I guess I'll save you all the mental anguish of witnessing more of this now. We'll call it there. And I'll see if I have the strength to continue on later. It is stunning. It is stunning. I'm kind of baffled that after 2 months, that's what we got. But what are you gonna do? Let me do a final catch up on this stuff. Let's see. I caught up on Twitch stuff. Thank you to all the new followers on Twitch, by the way. You guys are wonderful. Epic Destroyer, saw yours. Nasty Plot, thank you for becoming a new member. Austin, thank you for re-upping your membership, of course. Dystopian, thank you for the super chat. If you really had to choose AC Valhalla or AC Valhalla's Grind or Sewage Squad Grind, probably Assassin's Creed. Probably. Assassin's Creed was like, it was like 15 districts or 15 like zones that each had their own broad story. It just felt like playing 15 little games that were all very similar to each other. But Suicide Squad is just like after 3 hours, you've seen pretty much everything it has to offer, you know? For Assassin's Creed, it took like 30 to 40 hours to start to feel repetitive. So yeah. And then Chad, thank you for that. Thank you for playing this so that we don't have to. Happy to do it, my friend. Let's see, we saw that one from Mr. B. Miles, yeah, it's all his insecurities. I think I caught up on all of them. The first stream I've attended in months, and this is the one. Yeah, you know how to pick them. You know how to pick them. Well, thank you everybody for hanging with me, for helping me survive this. I appreciate every single one of you. You all are wonderful. I'll be back tomorrow. So I'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk about this, I'm sure. It's just gonna need to go drink a margarita or something. So thank you everybody for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you to everybody for the super generous super chats and memberships and all that stuff. You guys are crazy, and I love you dearly. Thank you. Much love. Go literally do me a favor. If anybody does this, you got to send me like a picture on Twitter or something. Go touch some grass. It'll make you feel better. I'm going to go play in the backyard with my boys. So I'll try to persevere. Much love, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.